Our latest homicide happened earlier today, this Friday morning at 12:30 a.m. at the Savannah Gardens Apartments on Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, Savannah Chatham Metropolitan Police Department says officers were dispatched to a prowler call at the Savannah Gardens around 12:30 a.m. Friday morning. A woman reported that a 28-year-old Raphael Morrell, aka Ralph, who was known to her, entered her apartment. Police say shots were fired by at least one party inside of that apartment. Morrell died at the scene. Police, detectives, and officers remained at the scene throughout the night looking for evidence and talking to neighbors to see if anyone saw or heard anything leading up to the shooting. Police obtained a search warrant and thoroughly searched the grounds for shell casings and or firearms. The scene was cleared just before 8 a.m. so they was working on this scene for several hours. Police say at this time it appears the shooting may have been stemmed from a domestic situation. There has been 3 to 4 children that were inside the apartment at the time of the shooting, along with a female who ran outside of the apartment to call police. None of the children were hurt or the female. There's no word on the shooter and no arrest has been made. And this guy, Ralph, only thing I know about him, this is the only picture that I really have for right now. Only thing I know is that he's from Waters and 39th, so he's from that area. So I don't, usually I have more information, but that's all I got right now. I mean, I haven't really been doing my thing with the homicides. It just gets really tiresome after a while. But same thing, like I say with everybody, rest in peace. I don't know all the details right now. Hopefully more details will come out about this situation, because little is known to everybody who know about this person. Nobody knows like exactly why he got shot. Maybe somebody do, but I don't know right now. Now, we just had a officer involved shooting on Draper Street in Savannah Wednesday afternoon, August the 23rd. Draper Street, that's Caton Homes. GBI responded to the incident around 4:30 p.m. They say a 911 call was received regarding a 16-year-old male suspect pointing a gun and shooting it in the direction of another subject at a home on Draper Street. When officers attempted contact with the suspect with the firearm, he refused to cooperate with officers' commands to drop his gun, and instead he began to walk away, still with the gun in his hand. One officer utilized a less lethal beanbag weapon in an attempt to get him to drop his gun. The subject began to open fire at the officers. Then the officers returned fire and struck the 16-year-old boy in the leg. Now, the 16-year-old boy got away on foot, but he was arrested shortly after with no further incident, and he was transported to Memorial Health, where that's where all the gunshot victims go to, and where he was treated, and then he was taken into custody. More about this, they won't release his name because of him being a juvenile, and I won't really release his name, not because I know his name, because I don't. And to be honest with you, he's really lucky to get away with his life, to shoot at police officers when they already shot at you once with a beanbag. That didn't take him down the first time. So that young man is relatively lucky to still have his life, but he's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure he's going to be serving some hard time for shooting at a police officer. Maybe like 20-ish years. I seen the story way back in another county where another dude shot at a Georgia police officer. He didn't kill the police officer, but injured him pretty bad, and I think they gave him about 20 years. So luckily no officers were shot. And then my last piece of news, Savannah Chatham Police violent crimes detectives have identified a human remains discovered on August the 19th in a wooded area off Gateway Blvd. Gateway Blvd is off of Highway 204. That's really like the outskirts of the city. The deceased has been identified as 56-year-old James Coughlin, who was reported missing to Collier County, Florida Sheriff's Office in March 2016. He was identified through his dental records. His remains are being sent to an anthropologist to determine a cause of death, which appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officers were called to the area first off of East Gateway Boulevard about 11:30 a.m. August the 19th after a person reported the remains. Violent crimes detectives also responded to the scene and confirmed the findings were human. Detectives initially believed the remains could be of a suicidal man who was reported missing in 2016 out of Naples, Florida. Authorities in Naples told Savannah Chatham police soon after he was reported missing that he could be in the area. So that's all the news for right now, but definitely make sure you like my Facebook page, Savannah Seaport News. I have a personal page up there too. If you want to follow my personal page, that's cool. I'll link all this in the link in the description box. And also follow me on Twitter, Savannah Seaport News 912. I'll link all this in the link in the description. So just in case if you're wondering where you can find me at, I'm always on Facebook. Not as much as I'm on Twitter, but I'm always on Facebook just posting stuff and talking a lot of trash. And also I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's a moment that pretty much everybody on YouTube celebrates. I plan on doing something big. I don't know. Maybe I might do a little interview, not with somebody else. Maybe I have somebody interview me. I got a lot of stuff coming up on this channel, man. Just really stay tuned, man, and make sure you stay blessed. I'm out.